Today we're going to make a beautiful apple dessert that is going to be decadent and delicious. Hi and welcome to Getting Into Raw Cooking with Zane. We're going to make an apple dessert today that is decadent and delicious. We're going to take these apples and stuff them full of salty caramel sauce and cashew butter. Are you ready? I am. First of all, we're going to take a selection of apples. You can use red or green or whatever you prefer. Take the knife and chop the top off all of the way, setting it aside so that you have a little lid like this one later on. Then, using a small paring knife, chop away the centre of the apple. So just on an angle, cutting away and removing. If you're able, you can try and keep a large piece of the apple to use for dipping into your caramel mixture a little bit later. It'll only take you a minute or so to chop out the centre of the apple. So once you've got as much as you'd like out, you have a little empty apple here. Try and leave a little bit of the apple flesh and skin around the edges so that you've got something to eat the caramel sauce with, otherwise it's going to be a little bit too sweet. Save all the little bits of apple from the inside centres and pop them through your juicer a little bit later. It'll make a nice tasty juice and there's no waste then. And there we have 4 apples with the centres chopped out and the seeds removed and little lids on top. Now we get to the fun part, using our Optimum 9900 blender, and today I've chosen to use the 6-blade optional jug for the 9900 to make a caramel sauce. It's a slightly salty caramel sauce. First ingredient, half a cup of dates with the pits removed. So these are soft medjool dates. And that's a half a cup tightly packed. So actually put them in the cup and press all the way down. Half a cup goes straight in the blender. Next ingredient, a pinch to 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Salt of your choice. Use a Himalayan rock salt or even better, a Celtic sea salt. Pop that straight in the blender as well. Next ingredient is 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. Now you can use water, but it's not going to be as creamy and it's definitely not going to taste as good. But one thing that people ask me all the time is, how do you get the coconut oil liquid? And all I've done is place the jar of coconut oil into a bowl of boiling water, and it's nice and liquidy now, so I can easily measure out my 2 tablespoons. Last ingredient that we're going to add is vanilla bean. You can throw in the whole bean, but even better, chop the bean and scrape the seeds from the centre. So just chop down the length of the bean. I'm going to open it out wide so you can see the beautiful filling there, and scrape the middle out. So basic ingredients in the blender, lid goes on and we pulse to start. Once we've got the ingredients fairly combined, use a spoon or the tamper to push the ingredients back down around the blade. If you need to at any time, you can add a little bit more coconut oil to this mixture to make sure that it keeps blending. Turn the blender on low and off we go. Oh my word, maybe I'll blend it for just another second. That's so good. Best caramel ever. Oh my. Because it's quite a thick mixture, the blending may need to stop. You may need to stop the blending and scrape the other sides a couple of times, but it's definitely well worth the effort. You'll start to see that it begins to look like a beautiful, dark, rich caramel. It's absolutely amazing. This is so good, but the more you blend it, the better it gets. So do give it a couple of goes. The caramel is absolutely delicious. I may have said that before, I think I'll say it again. So good. This is to die for. You can use it on so many different things. But today's recipe is so simple. We've blended up some caramel, we've hollowed out some beautiful apples, and what we've got here is some cashew butter. that we've made on another video. So if you want to see that, have a look at the videos below, and remember to subscribe to Fruity TV so you can see lots of other great recipes like that. Last step, layer up the caramel, the cashew butter inside of the apple, pop the lid on and serve. Delicious. This is a rich and decadent treat, so don't be having this one every day, but it's well worth it. You'll wow some dinner guests if you make this one. We have 4 apples stuffed to the brim and overflowing with cashew butter and caramel. You can serve it up however you like. I like to pop it on a plate. On the side, add a little sprig of mint, and you can serve it just like that. Absolutely delicious. Remember, if you'd like more great recipes like this one, subscribe to Fruity TV, and if you'd like an Optimum blender, go down to the details below and find the Optimum blender website closest to you at Fruity. Ciao for now. And tap it out at the end. Finish off with a little bit of broccoli, piece of mushroom and a little wedge of lime juice.